Trust is something that's very hard to build. Harder to maintain and very, very easy to lose. I've been thinking a little bit lately about one of my former favorite game developers, Double Fine Productions. Now a little backstory. Once upon a time, there was an ingenious writer named Tim Schafer, who worked for LucasArts, making hits like Grim Fandango, The Secret of Monkey Island, and Day of the Tentacle. In the year 2000, Mr. Schafer founded his own game studio, Double Fine Productions, and they've brought out enjoyable romps such as Brutal Legend, Costume Quest, and the critically acclaimed Psychonauts. The reason they've been on my mind is because the sequel everyone has been waiting for since 2005 is on the way. Yes, there is a trailer for Psychonauts 2, and from what little there is, it seems awesome. But a lot has happened between then and now. In 2012, Double Fine launched a backer campaign for Space-Based DF9. It was to be a 5-year project to create a space sim like no one had ever seen before. There was promise of hundreds of unique encounters, deep customizable station options. Each avatar on your base would have thoughts, feelings, and their own logical course of action to every situation that reflected their personality. And to top it all off, mod support. Suffice to say, as someone who chipped into the cause when they released an unfinished, barely playable game in 2014, the community was rightfully angry. To help quell this rage, Double Fine gave all backers a copy of their other latest title, Hack and Slash, which is a fun enough game, but nowhere near the scope of what was originally promised. Tim Schafer explained that this had been their first crowdfunded project and they were too ambitious, that working on this game for 5 years would have them functioning at a loss. So I can sympathize. They made a whoopsie. We can forgive this indiscretion after all the good times they brought us, right? Right? Flash forward to the next Kickstarter campaign, also in 2012, Broken Age. Tim Schafer wanted to get back to his roots with a point-and-click adventure. He asked for $400,000, and the adoring public gave him $3 million. Wow. This game was set to be done in 6 to 8 months, with supposedly small team led by Schafer. 8 months later, the first half of Broken Age came out as early access on Steam in order to fund the second half of the game. Now, some people are upset at the game itself, and I just want to say it's a damn fine point-and-click adventure. It's gorgeous, has a good story with heart to spare. I don't know what else you could expect from a point-and-click adventure. My issue, and the one that raised a lot of eyebrows, is how in the hell do you spend $3 million on half of a 10-hour point-and-click adventure? Now, I know the talented voices of Elijah Wood and Jack Black probably command a pretty penny, but the amount of money spent is just unfathomable. It simply cannot be fathomed. Now, I don't think Mr. Schafer did any of this as a money-grubbing maneuver. I honestly think he just let the project grow too big when he found out the budget he had. It was an enjoyable game, but I was sort of thinking that he'd put some money away for his next project. In January of 2016, Double Fine crowdfunded Psychonauts 2 and asked for $3.3 million, and they got it. I'm really hoping Mr. Schafer really does put everything into each of his projects. I'd like to believe that each game is his world during its development, but it's getting hard to determine these days what's devotion to a craft and what's just avarice. And that's it. And those are my thoughts. I just needed to vent how I'm worried for the sequel to one of my most beloved games. Fingers crossed it doesn't suck.